Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, the 26th of July, and Friday, the 27th. As usual, we don't typically do market previews for Fridays, as most of the week has played out based on what we were looking at, and don't think this Friday will be any different. We've had some pretty slow days here in terms of volume and action most of the day. Today was very flat for the first 3 hours, then started to drift up, then spiked on some rumors of some concessions out of Europe related to the tariffs, but then dropped after the market closed. We'll look at all that in a minute. Here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. As you can see, coming very near all-time highs on the market. Let's go through major indices. Crude oil up 73 cents to 69.25. Gold up 6.3. S&P cash index gains 25.67. NASDAQ 100 up 102.34. Remember, most of this is late in the day on this spike. I'll show you that in a moment. The stock's only up 6. Didn't even look like it's gone anywhere. The biotech's up 42.57. New closing high on the bios. VIX down 12 cents to 12.29. Trend closes at 0.91. That puts the 10-day. Remember, we had a big number we were talking about was going to drop off that 10-day moving average. Puts the 10-day at 0.98. Trick from here is you need some low numbers for another 5 days or so until that next big number drops off the moving average. Otherwise, the moving average isn't going to get us to a sell signal, which is when the moving average hits 0.85. NASDAQ volume shows 1.8. It was really tracking for about 1.6 until that very late day spike. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ closes at positive 385. On the New York, positive 734. Google gained $17.79, new all-time closing high on Google. Apple up $1.82, new all-time closing high there as well. Netflix up 5.55, that is not near a new high. Amazon up 34.37, that is a new closing high. It's the same 5 stocks. Tesla up 11.31. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, loses just 19 cents, and Goldman Sachs bounces back 81 cents on the session. All right, let's take a look at the intraday action. So here you go. Again, look at the flat opening. 2 hours in, we were nowhere. Going into lunch, we were still just near the highs in a 5-point range. Then we finally started to move up. And then you can see the spike with about 15 minutes left in the market, 10, 15 minutes left when this news hit. And that shot us up another 20 points or so. And we came back a little bit in the aftermarket, which, by the way, you're not seeing the aftermarket on this chart. I can pull it up in a minute. Here's the NASDAQ side. So let me show you. Let me switch the time frame here just so you can see. This is what happened in the aftermarket. So after spiking up, then in the 10-15 minutes that the futures market remains open after the stock market closes, look at that plunge back down. And look at how it goes exactly to that red static trend line. That's just remarkable. And again, if you go back to the ES and see also that post-market stuff, a little bit of a pullback. So who knows what's really going on in terms of that news that was hitting when we were late in the day there. All right, in terms of economic data that's left for the week, because again, we're talking about Thursday and Friday, we've got durable orders, the initial and continuing jobless claims, and the goods trade balance and preliminary wholesale inventories an hour before the bell on Thursday. Got the natty gas number, that's a weekly number, an hour in on Thursday. Friday, we've got advanced GDP. That's the first look. This is a huge number. First look at gross domestic product for the second quarter. There's always a big one, and we'll usually move the market one way or the other. Current forecast is showing a annualized 4.1 GDP growth. We'll see if that ends up being even remotely close. And then revised University of Michigan sentiment at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. That's what's left for the week, and then next week is the end of July. We head into August, which is typically a little bit better than July. We'll see what we get. Charts as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Thursday.